Chat, how am I supposed to start, like, streaming when I've got a beautiful cat making biscuits all over my desk? And purring. Eh? You purring? You purring so loud? I don't know if they can hear it. How am I supposed to start? I'm supposed to make a G Fuel. Oh. You're going to make some biscuits over here now, are you? How am I supposed to stream? I might just end the stream, chat. I might just end the stream and play with my cat. I'm not going to do the full intro because I don't want to scare him. But look, how am I supposed to do anything? Excuse my mess. How am I supposed to do anything? Look at this little cat. You're making biscuits on some bubble wrap, are you? What's he doing? What's this? What's this? What's this up here? What's this? What are you doing? Hey? What are you doing, boy? Come have a lie down then. Come have a lie down so I can do my work. Hey? Come lie down so I can do... Don't stop the stream. It's getting big. I think this is it, chat. I think this is it. This is it. He's a big old cat now. And sometimes he doesn't mind being held. Oh, look at that. Okay, now he's had enough. Go on then. He's just a big old cat. Cloud's still small, but Inky, very big boy. Very big boy. Big, chunky, fat, dominant male. Aren't you? Big fatso. That's what we call you. We don't really. We do. We do call him Big Fatso. Don't lie on my keyboard, though, because you're in the stream. Right, let me start. Oh, he's going to get scared now. He's going to get scared as soon as I start saying hello, because he knows it's time. He knows it's time. Oh, that's my mouse. That's my mouse. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and Emmys, welcome back to Hellstormwargaming. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to this Base Games Workshop live stream. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, have you locked in now, have you? Have you locked in? You having a nap? Okay. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've all had a wonderful Monday and Tuesday, and welcome to Wednesday morning, where we talk about things that are happening in and around the community. And today, we are shouting Based Games Workshop for once. It doesn't happen often, so you have to applaud it when it does. Based Games Workshop today, because yesterday they put out their financial report, which, as always, we'll have a quick look at. I've tried to cut out all of the boring bits and focus on the more interesting bits that are happening that actually interest us, like the direction that things are going, where they're making money from, what they're planning, why there's another price rise this year. But also, they're talking about like their use of like AI and stuff like that. So I've cut out all the boring bits, and we'll go through that like always. And there's some other things that are happening. We've got some Dawn of War stuff to look at, because I've yet to see it. I've actually been avoiding it so I can watch it on stream. But that's the Wednesday show. But I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for tuning in. And I appreciate it. And yeah, well, let me know what you've been up to. What's new with you? Did you all see my video yesterday where I said Games Workshop were dead because I played Trench Crusade now? The rulebook's still on my desk. I've still not read it. Hey, please don't scratch my monitor, dude. Dude, please don't scratch my monitor. That's so expensive. Please. AI's going to take my monitor soon. I really can't afford to replace it, dude. Honestly. Have a lie down, little Perry boy. Base GW, I knew your lack of full glazing of Trench Crusade in your VOD was evidence was simpery. Yeah, I know. Can you believe? So if you don't know, I put out a video yesterday talking about like other games that that I'm like looking forward to trying out in 2026. Like there's 4 games that are like on my radar that I have yet to play. And I mean, it was a bit of a lag, because I played one game of Star Wars Legion 5 years ago. Good boy. Oh, Jack's having a lie down. He's having a lie down, and we love that. We love that for him. Yeah, so it's like 4 games that I've not really played or ever played. Yeah, I'm looking forward to like trying a few more games out. And I didn't say that Games Workshop was dead and Trench Crusade is imploding and Trench Crusade is based, and then Trench Crusade is woke as fuck. So I don't know if I'm really a Trench Crusade player yet. You know what I mean? What have we seen? What have we seen? Bless him. I love you so much, you stupid cat. Come and lie down here. Come and lie down here. You definitely said I could have all of your stuff. I did. Did you? Hopefully, hopefully you looked at Reload if you are in the UK. How you did your best friends at Mid-Iffiest Day by not talking about Fallout? I've tried Fallout. Have I tried Fallout? I'm not a Fallout guy. I loved Hard War. That was really fun. Doom looked really good, but I don't know when that's coming out. I'm not a Fallout guy. Is that cringe? Thank you, Hungry Bird. Appreciate it. I've never played it. The only time I've played it is the Fallout 4 character create screen. I bought Fallout New Vegas and then never played it, and then traded it in still sealed. You know what I mean? It's like, Inky, bro. What's your tail doing? Why is it shaking? Are you trying to spray? I'm just not I've never played Fallout. Can I say that? Is this a safe space? I need to try out Fallout Factions properly because I played it very briefly at a press event once, but that wasn't properly. So I really need to try that out. And I really need to try out what was the other one? I need to play Doom properly when it's actually out. So I kept breaking it when I was playing it. I don't care about if Trench Crusade is based or won't, but it's weird what they're doing to STL creators because they're forcing copyright to sell people a license afterwards. It's weird that they're doing to STL creators, they're enforcing a copyright to sell people. Aren't they? Isn't that the? I'm struggling to. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Isn't that what they have to do anyway? If they make miniatures for Trench Crusade, they have to pay a license, or is that new? You allege that you played it at a press event. We have no photographic evidence. This is also true. Inky's just staring at chat. I can't actually read it right now. He's just staring at the names, scrolling and sniffing the... Inky, why are you on one this morning, bro? One sec. There we go. There you go. We've got two chats open now. You can have... This is your chat. You can't see him. He's like literally... He's right. He's literally here, look. What are you doing? Come here, then. Don't scratch my screen. Don't scratch my screen, please. Come here. Good boy. Come on. Come over here. sorry, I'm really distracted. I'm talking about I'm gonna be talking about annual reports in a bit, so like enjoy the cat while you can. Right, let me catch up. I'm currently painting Trench Crusade for charity. Not sure if I'm 100% on board with the sculpts. So there's been a lot of like drama about the sculpts, right? Because sadly I've worked with them, but the company Only Games, which is like essentially it's like an offshoot of My Mini Factory. I don't know how closely related they are now. They definitely were at one point, but like they take STLs and make physical miniatures. They're essentially a physical 3D printing service. You know what I mean? And I've only heard bad things. Now, obviously, you're not going to hear if Trench Crusade minis from Only Games are amazing, because if they're good, people will just paint them, you know? But, like, I've only heard, like, horror stories. I know we had someone in Parasocial, I think it was Gaz of All Trades, had some. Oh, you got some bubble wrap stuck to your bum, mate. Let me move that out of your way. I know he had some issues with like banners and stuff like that being snapped and stuff. Because the problem is like with 3D printing it's great. 3D printing is great. I love 3D printing, but even industrial 3D printing can be a bit sketchy, especially if you don't pack it and ship it properly. You know what I mean? So it's a little worrying when like I think Trench Crusade has had some real growing pains as a company. You know, like they've partnered with this other company, then that's gone badly, and then they've kind of, because of that, they've gone, oh, we're only going to make plastics now. We're not actually going to be making any 3D printed stuff anymore, which is kind of like, from a business point of view, when you're having product going out under your name and it's absolute trash because someone else has let you down, I understand. But the issue is kind of like it's, but to quote a Trench Crusade person who's like hates woke, it's betrayal of the fans. But if people got in on the ground floor, like, you know, like me or you or whatever, we got on the Kickstarter, we got a robot, but we got loads of digital files, and we were like, this is a 3D printable game. Even though technically it's a miniature agnostic game, but I mean, who wants to play with miniature agnostic games if you've got cool models? I understand why they're going to plastic, but to go, oh, we're not making anything 3D printable anymore is a bit like, oh, you know what I mean? It's a bit annoying. But it'll be good. It'll, like, for the longevity of the game, it'll be better because there'll be plastic, so people who don't have printers will be able to just buy it. They won't have to go to a third party to get hold of these sculpts or to get hold of these miniatures. But I understand the frustration as a consumer to be like, well, I thought this was a 3D printing game and now it's not. You know, everything. This is it now. We've done our buy-in. We've made the game, and now they've gone, actually, we're going to do this. So I can understand the frustration, but I understand from the company where they're coming from. They're trying to do like, they're kind of trying to like the quality control is like keep it all internal. So I think they regret not keeping the minis all in house. Yeah, so maybe. Yeah, maybe like Anime Man said, maybe there's some stuff that's happened that I've missed, but like I know that they had like loads of different companies making Trench Crusade side projects, you know what I mean? You know, either if it's like making like official proxies or like making warbands that are then getting rules and stuff, and now they're not doing that as far as I'm aware. But I don't 100% know, I've not really followed it. I'm going off what I've read, you know, or what people have left comments and stuff. I think it's less the printing, more paintability of sculpts. Some detail sculpts, but the details don't pay out well. Oh, really interesting. So then what I've seen, it's been like stuff that's uncured, stuff that's snapped, stuff that's just like broken and not just like snapped, but like broken and irreparable. Like, you know, little tiny things that will just never glue back together. And yeah, like sending out uncured or partially cured resin is literally a safety hazard, you know? But I don't know if that's only games and if that's Etsy, it could be anything. It does feel like a strong overlapping with 3D printer go bear community in the early adopters of Trench Crusade. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the one-page rules effect, right? It's like we hate Games Workshop. We all bought 3D printers, and now there's this game that's supporting us. So we'll support them, and then it's kind of like they've kind of like gone back against that, which again I don't think is like necessarily a bad thing, but I can understand someone's frustration. I can understand surface level of the frustration of like, we bought into this game because I wanted to print stuff, you know. We recommend printed by a different local service. Well, the STL should be. Yeah, if you're having an issue with painting, it's the STL that's the problem, not the printing service. Because obviously they're all printing the same shit. As long as they're official minis, anyway. Anyway, guys, it's G Fuel time. It's not only games or Etsy, according to some, it's actual STL files being poorly done. I know that they had like a few recalls early on, but I thought they fixed all the issues. You know? Because the great thing about a miniature that's an STL format is if it's shit, you can update it live. You can patch it. You know what I mean? Like a video game. So as far as I was aware, it was the printing that was a problem, not and like STLs. They had a few issues very, very early on. I mean, there was had a bunch of overlap when they pushed STL files with the Kickstarter. Yeah, that's how I got mine, but I've not printed them yet, so maybe they're all dog shit. Who knows? You can patch the STL, not even require 200-page PDF to do so. Literally, dude. Can you believe? I did one print for someone on commission when the Kickstarter first released them, and my early issues were no support, so that's not really an issue. They're supported now, though, right? Shall I open now and look at mine? Let's have a look. RH just sent us something.
For almost a full year now, I've been getting a lot of comments about Trench Crusade under my videos. Especially since I've announced that I will be no longer making content for Warhammer. There have been so many comments that...
Isn't this that guy? Isn't that guy that, like, said that people who play Warhammer are all babies and then put baby crying sounds over the video? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this. This guy is a fucking pillock. This guy is a huge pillock. I don't even care what he has to say. I'm sure it is. I'm sure he might have some things, but this guy is an actual pillock. So, I'm alright. Thank you, though. My Heretic Legion shit from other games were fine, so I have no idea if the issues with setting sculpt, quality control, etc. That's the thing, right? It's because of the type of production it is. They could be anything. I think you're low-key hitting the nail. You can print and can patch, but for a game to go truly mainstream, that needs to not be necessary. That's the choice I had to make. Yeah, for sure. But we have to remember is like when people started when people kickstart it, it was nothing, you know what I mean? And I think people compare it to like Games Workshop and that sort of quality, especially because they had Thomas, who's obviously wrote Mordheim, and they really hit the ground running with the IP. But they were like a small company, you know. Like I said, I think the nail, if anything, whilst I totally agree with what you're saying, I think the nail is the fact that they've had loads of growing pains, going from a small company to quite a large, well-known company. You know what I mean? And it all happened extremely fast. So for them to kind of like these are normal things that'll happen as a business grows, but they're doing it under such a huge spotlight because they've gone from nothing to everything. If that makes sense. That phase when you kickstart games so hard, it can afford to become real retail product. Almost like it's what the website was made for. Well, yes, Demonic Teddy. How you doing, well, buddy? Yeah, literally. Like, I think they initially, I don't think Trench Crusade was planning to have miniatures, was it? As far as I'm aware, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I'm aware, I don't think Trench Crusade was planning to have miniatures at all. It's a miniatures agnostic game, i.e. use anything you've got. It was like one-page rules. And then they were like, this is kind of catching on, you know what I mean? Let's print a book, and then let's make all these miniatures in this book an actual thing. Let's get some sculptors in and do it. And then they've done that, and now they're kind of going, well, actually, this is way more popular than we ever expected. We've made way more money than we ever expected. But we've had to make a lot more, so you know, we've made money, but also got way more work to do. So now they kind of like. I don't want to say backpedaling, but taking the business into a direction that is like more retail ready, because after Kickstarter, like, where do you go from there? You know what I mean? Do another one? Do another 7 warbands or whatever? So yeah, it's like one of those. It's like Kickstarter both made and broke Trench Crusade as what it was. So why is my screen flashing? One sec. He keeps doing this. It's so annoying. I have to like unplug. I have to turn off my monitor. I have to turn back on my monitor. I have to reconnect when it says no signal. Also interesting times to grow international logistic distribution sales and sales channels. Yes, definitely interesting times we live in. You start being a big cringe, bro. Sorry, chat. The video's gonna reset. I don't know if anyone noticed in my latest video where the screen just goes green behind me because of that. Sorry about that. I know it's like for a point of view of the business, they couldn't credit a certain amount of money they made and not do something with it. Yeah, it's just like how the obvious next step for that company was to go to like physical miniatures, you know what I mean? Rather than 3D printed. So I understand what they're doing, but I also understand from a consumer point of view, it's like, well, I love Trench Crusade because I could print it all. And you still can. It's just the new stuff you won't be able to, which is like 6-7. I realize how much I do this a lot, and now I just say 6-7 at the same time. So, I like the look of it. I'm not going to say I'm going to play it. I might do a video painting it. I might play it off stream and tell you what I think. But, yeah, it looks like an interesting one. It's just, yeah, it doesn't fill me with confidence. Like I kind of said, like in the video, right? It doesn't fill me with confidence that it's a fully campaign game. Commitment scares me. I won't lie. You know, I've got one commitment in my life. I don't need any more. And then, yeah, it's like the things that they're doing. They're like, I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. I think people are like making mountains out of molehills about it. God, I can't believe you can't 3D print all the new miniatures. You can just 3D print all the other shit that you already have, you know? You're on my power with my 7 and 4-year-old. Teach them. Try this one with them. 2. That's the new one. Did you know? Decknull! Thank you for the 30 months, dude. Really appreciate it.
Rejoined. Deathwatch24 celebrates 30 months of membership. There's a man at your door called Howard.
I don't know what that means, but thank you for the 30 months, Decknull, at Parasocial tier. Let's fucking go, dude. And Organ, thank you for the gifted. Really appreciate you. You are being entered in on my big list of January Nightbringer giveaway, to win said Nightbringer, as you can see. This one is opened, but you'll win a brand new one. The Catan Shadow of the Nightbringer. Very cool miniature. Very expensive. Imagine if you won it for one super chat or one gift of membership. You can gift a membership today and enter, or you can super chat and enter, or become a member yourself and enter. Wow, that'd be really cool. Look at it. It's very sick. It's very epic, as you can see. Howard, you suck on these nuts, right? Okay, Howard, you suck on these nuts, right? Nice. Okay, cool. Great job, man. Great job. I was at Salute when I met you there and being completely ignored. What, Trench Crusade was at Salute? I don't remember Trench Crusade being at Salute. Diawag!
Diawag 8136 celebrates 55 months of membership. Badge is on its way. Smile.
Let's go, Diawag! Appreciate you, man. I'm excited to see it. Thank you, dude. Thank you. And Leaks Feeks, welcome to the boys club, bud. You're also in the giveaway. Remember, if we hit 100, we're giving away Titus. Did you know? And we're one step closer with Frantic Snail. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. We're one step. We're 16 away. 15 away.
Remember, at Frantic Snail celebrates 72 months of membership.
There we go. That's all. We barely need to scroll. If we make it to 100, we're giving away Titus as well. Titus and the Wardens. Not a Lieutenant Titus. Captain Titans and the Wardens of Ultima. I was playing Decknull the other day, and I was using a Titus proxy, and I kept saying, like, every time I mentioned Titus, I wouldn't say Captain Titus. I would say Captain Titus, the Warden of Ultramar. And he found it really annoying. So I started calling him Mr. Captain Titus. And that helped. That really helped, I think. I think that really worked. I can't wait for Mikey to get his badge case. Yeah. Yeah. So they, like I said, the guy at Bandai said it's fun, and then I said I hope it's worth it, and he said it depends how long you're traveling. So if I get them all posted to me, excellent. So chat, if you are ready for February, you want to get down to Gundam Base and buy me a badge, I'll pay for it. I'll give you money. He kept saying 6-7 every time I rolled a 6. Bro, I'm literally the funniest person you've ever played. Don't lie. Don't even lie. Why do I still keep giving him money? Stockholm Syndrome. Anyway, chat, have you seen the new Dawn of War stuff? I haven't. I haven't seen the Dawn of War stuff. Shall we have a look? Did you see the big Lego Pokemon set is sold out whilst on pre-order? Did it sell out while we were on stream? Did it sell out whilst we were on stream? I think it did. So chat, there's been 2 Dawn of War 4 trailers. We've got an Orc CGI trailer. Again, I've not watched it. Only 5,000 views. Dawn of War 4 is truly dead before it starts. Chat, my headphones aren't working. Why are my headphones not working? That's annoying. Right, okay. Haven't we seen all of this? I'm sure I've seen this already. To the Thunderhawk. French subtitles. Also, yeah. Why? Captain Cyrus of the 3rd Company. What a boy. What a Chad. Oh. That was cool. What the fuck is that? Like a dragon head spear. What the fuck? Alright, his head looks way too small. Why is his head so far down, so far up? Like your VPN is showing. I don't have a VPN on. Oof. Oof. Why does Cyrus kind of look like Daniel Craig? Actually, no, dude, no, it doesn't. Never mind, ignore me. For a split second, I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, wait a minute. No, not at all. Cyrus, get him, please. Please. It looks great. Drop pods, not so much. I think drop pods always look stupid in animations. They always look so stupid. They're just like... Yeah, good. They won't get away this time. Crash faster. It hit the big red one. Lad. Alright, there was quite a lot there, but a lot of it was repeated, wasn't it? You know? Like, this bit is repeated. Maybe not that first bit. The little dragon head drop pod things are really sick. We've seen this, though, because we've seen him, but I feel like it's just... you're just seeing, like, a little bit slowed down, because obviously in the trailer it's a bit cut a bit more, but this looks awesome. I think it looks actually looks amazing. I swear to God, nobody in the power armor died in that announcement trailer. Probably not. No, I don't remember. Why does his hair look like that? Why the fuck not? More interested in Total War game, personally. See, Organ, you're proving my point. Announcing Total War next to Dawn of War was crazy. And I got so much hate for it. My tinfoil hat is a cutscenes proves they are replacing Blood Ravens as the protagonist faction to Dark Angels for Dawn War going forward. What makes you think that? It's heavily implied that it's all Blood Ravens. If this cutscene proves it, then I don't know what else would disprove it, because this is a trailer about orks. You're the most frustrating person I would play again. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it. Is our Blood Raven librarians look black armor? It's not black, it's blue. It's just the lighting. They have fucked up, though, because Blood Ravens have their left arm as the original chapter colours. But we'll let it slide. But their left arm, the one that holds the force staff usually, is usually red. But yeah, it's definitely blue. It's just the lighting. It's giving black versus blue dress, you know what I mean? You can see it's blue there. It looks closer to an ultramarine, you know? So, I think like the animation style, like the actual CGI is really, really good. I think, honestly, it's probably better than a lot of what Games Workshop have been putting out anyway. You know? Inconsistency in Blood Raven colour schemes? No way. No librarians have left a red arm. General Ryan has always been blue. Yeah, that's what I said most. No, Isidore Akios also had a blue arm as well, but like every official GW artwork about them is red. So that looks really good. You know what I mean? Like that force push, smite or whatever you want to call it. But these things with the like little like dragon head things. I don't know why I think it looks like I'm like a falcon thinking about it. Like that thing, that's sick. That's so cool. Why do orcs not have this in the game? It's honestly so funny that Cyrus is back here despite dying in the first trailer. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like subverted expectation, you know what I mean? Because this is like pretty clearly before that, before they landed on the planet. His head's so small. I think Cyrus looked great as well. I know people like complain about his hair, but Cyrus has always had that hair. You know, he's always had that style. Because I'm covered in bloody G Fuel. You know, Dawn War 2, bro. He's always had that. He's always had that hair. Why is everyone suddenly like acting like he's never had long hair before? He's just shaved one side, that's all. He's got that more modern trim. So confirmed, a Space Marine dies. A Space Marine did die. That's such a good screenshot as well. Is it still Steve Blum? I don't think it is, you know. It could have been, but I don't know. His voice doesn't match his face here, does it? I like him using his little teleport to get out. That's fun. You know? Look how drop pod flies. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
We're gonna crash into the planet. Yeah, good. They won't get away this time.
Yeah, this is fun. This is fun. I like this. I'm so excited for it. I just don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? There's not been a good RTS game for a while. So I really don't know what to expect, especially because it's a new company as well. Like, I know it's obviously a new company that makes RTSs, but they don't make Warhammer, so I don't know what it is. You know? I don't know how to feel about it. But it looks amazing. It looks really good. But there has been another trailer as well. I just don't know why my headphones aren't working. Super annoying. I'm not unplug it because they're fucking connected to my microphone. How Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 4 aims to reignite the fires of war. IGN first.
Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War has been in hibernation since 2017, and its most recent
It's been 10 years since Dawn of War 3. God.
installment was far from universally well received. So when King Art Games was handed the task of bringing it back, there were a lot of tricky decisions to navigate and an eager but picky fan base to face. We recently got to chat with creative director Jan Tyson and senior game designer Elliot Verbeest about how the team is calling the shots.
Boss, we're gonna crash it in a panic. Yeah, good. They won't get away this time. Crash faster!
It was King Art's previous game, Iron Harvest, that seemed to catch the attention of someone at Games Workshop.
Nice that they got Kermit to narrate the video. Literally. Like, sound now you said it. I can't not hear it.
And it's not too difficult to see why, if you look at its big, stompy robots.
So we were working on Iron Harvest, our previous game, an RTS game as well. And that was a Kickstarter game, so we were very open about the development, right? And we showed a lot of stuff we can do with, you know, the engine and what we do in terms of art and so on. And someone at Games Workshop must have seen that, and they basically contacted us and asked, you know, if you would work, you know, if we would do a Dawn of War 4, you know, what would you do, basically?
It's interesting it was a Kickstarter game. I didn't realize. Was it like one of their first games that they did, or what?
And, you know, so we made a little pitch and we sent them over our ideas in the presentation, and we didn't really heard back from them a lot, right? And so we basically thought, okay, that's it, right? It's like cool that they ask us, basically. And then when Iron Harvest came out and was successful, right? They basically came back and said, okay, let's talk about it for real. But you can't really believe it, right? So it's more like, yeah, well, okay, now they're asking us, but, you know, in reality, you know, we're not going to make Dawn of War 4, you know, and slowly but surely it becomes more realistic, and what you don't really dare to believe it, right? And then at some point, you know, you sign the contract, and it's like, holy, you know, it's there, we're doing it.
For many,
That's quite interesting. They kind of left them on red for a little bit. You know? I think they're heavily inspired by Old Relic Company. Yeah, exactly. And then that's obviously shown through with all their games like Company Heroes and stuff like that. And then they've moved on to a new company to do it, but a new company that can do it properly. You know what I mean? Or you'd at least hope they do it properly. So,
self-included, Dawn of War was the gateway to the whole Warhammer 40,000 universe, and King Art hopes that this next installment might be as well. It's a sprawling and sometimes convoluted setting, so that's not exactly a straightforward task.
Iron Harvest came out in 2020, so they've been in talks for a while. Yeah, if it came out in 2020 and they were talking to them during like the Kickstarter and stuff, then clearly not long after Dawn of War 3, like a year or two after, because when did the Kickstarter for Ironheart? Try to find out. When did it actually come out? Or when did the Kickstarter happen? There's when it was last updated. But it doesn't say when it finished, you know? There's only 69 updates. Are they just using his Twitter? These are all dev blocks. When did it finish? Like, when did the funding finish? That's what I want to know. I could have just Googled this probably, but never mind. We're in deep now. Finish line. 2018. Counting down the last 3 days, last 24 hours. So it was 2018 when it funded. So between 2018 and 2020, that's when Games Workshop were in touch with King Art Games to do Dawn of War 4. Or at least first in touch. And Dawn of War 3 came out in 2017. So they really, like, dropped THQ and Relic very quickly. You know, and obviously, like, they had their own financial problems. But they really dropped them very quickly to be like, we need someone else to work on this now. This is bad. That's really interesting. I thought it'd be like... I would have thought the announcement of Dawn of War 4 was in response to Space Marines 2's success, you know? And that's why we've heard nothing about Dawn of War 4, except for like a couple of very minute things. But it turns out that it was actually years before that, you know? They must have at this around a similar time gone, right, we need someone to make us another Space Marine game, and we need someone to make another Dawn of War game, right? And we need to act fast. And then it happened in like the last few years that it's just gone absolutely like ballooned, you know what I mean? That's actually a bit wild. That's really not what I thought the case was. I thought literally it was like Space Marines 2 is massive. Fuck it, let's throw the IP at this dickhead and see if they're making Dawn of War game. But it turns out they were talking to him like nearly 10 years ago. You know, well, 8 years ago. I think that's a big bombshell. I think that not enough people are talking about that, but there we go.
A lot of people say, okay, Dawn of War, yes, that was like, you know, the first time I really interacted with Warhammer. And so for us, it was very important to basically make the Dawn of War 4 that is, you know, of course for fans, but also like a potential entry point for someone who's new. I remember basically...
They dropped them quick because Dawn of War 3 was awful. I'm not saying it wasn't, but also it's just, it's quite surprising like how quickly they were on the ball, and Dawn of War hasn't really been sat in hibernation. And then they've gone, Space Marine's gone big, so let's do it again. It was actually always just like being, like, it was always ticking over, which I think is quite interesting because I thought Dawn of War 3 had been left by the wayside.
I felt when I played the game like Dawn of War for the first time, and it was like, okay, it's super cool, but also I don't understand a lot, right? But I understood enough, so the game was fun, right? It was not like I had to know what, you know, all the different weapons do or something like that. It was more like, okay, I can figure it out, right? And I think that is also the approach we take for Dawn of War 4, which is basically without any prior knowledge of Warhammer, you know, you still need to understand what the factions are about, what the units are about. You know, you won't understand all the different weapons and equipment and all of that, but it's fine.
Speak for yourself.
And, you know, you can figure it out.
Taking the brutal, aggressive orcs as an example, the goal with the design of the whole faction is that you should naturally be able to figure out how to play without knowing a ton about their lore or even having it spelled out for you. But those of us who have been living part of our lives in this universe for years should still have stuff to be excited about.
You know, we don't really tell the players, you know, if you play orcs, you know, you should have a lot of units and a lot of buildings and, you know, just have this explosive expansion. It's just kind of feels natural to play that way.
Trying to pin the accent. I'm not sure where Deep Silver are based, but yeah.
Right, because buildings are cheap, units are cheap, you lose a lot, so you build a lot, right? And even if the people don't know what orcs are about, you know, they can still play them correctly.
Yeah, and I think that's something I would jump off on, is I think that's actually one of the main appeals for the Warhammer 40k universe, is that enormous breadth and depth of things that you can potentially learn. It's definitely one of the things that attracted me to it, was that, okay, sure, of course, like there is a surface level understanding of it that you can introduce to the game, for example, through a story or a campaign campaign that kind of gets you into that world.
King Art German. He doesn't sound German, does he? He sounds way more like Germanic American or something.
There's so much more to it, and I think that promise of, hey, there's much more going on beneath the surface, I think is what attracts so many fans to it. And I think that's also how you can serve both fans old and new, is that you introduce a story, something to help onboard players into this world, but you have enough detail and other things within that signal to like more established veteran fans of the universe of like, hey, we are aware of this and we speak the same language, we have the same understanding here.
But even within the Dawn of War envelope, there are different players bringing different expectations to the table. Dawn of War 1 was more of a traditional basecraft RTS like StarCraft. Dawn of War 2 put the focus more on upgrading a few elite squads, almost like an RPG. And Dawn of War 3 was, well, I try not to think about it too much, but even it had its fans, apparently. So deciding what Dawn of War 4 was going to be in context of the previous games was a judgment call all its own.
It's Howard.
I mean, that was definitely one of the big questions at the beginning, right? Basically, okay, what is a Dawn of War game, right? Because Dawn of War 1 and 2, at least, you know, everybody, at least here at the company, really loves, but they're very different games, right? And, you know, you can say, okay, maybe we can make a kind of, you know, best of both of those, but we're not sure that actually works, right? And so in the end, we said, okay, we have to go with one of them, you know, and we said ultimately, okay, let's go a little bit back to the roots, right? Let's do Dawn of War.
No mention of Dawn of War 3 at all in this video so far, unless I missed it.
Basically,
oh, they literally, I missed the mention of Dawn of War 3, fine.
Our version or our interpretation of Dawn of War 1. You know, let's see if something from Dawn of War 2 or even 3 works with that, right? And if it does, sure, then let's put it in. But, you know, Dawn of War 1 was...
They just mentioned it just then.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because that also informed a lot of the gameplay and design decisions that we made as well. The real-time strategy, like, genre is also something that has very different market segments or different audiences that have very different, sometimes conflicting needs. And I think that having that clarity of vision of we want to go for Dawn of War 1 and how people felt about that definitely also informed a lot of the choices that we made as to what kind of parts of the game are we focusing on. So, like, that's why we have this emphasis on the campaigns as kind of like our...
It's a shame it's a lot of the same trailer repeated, you know what I mean? There's been a couple of extra bits, but hardly anything.
Flagship feature, as well as having all these, you know, fantastic cinematics and CGIs that we then have then to inform that story, because that's something that I think a lot of people were missing from this genre for quite a while.
And storytelling is poised to be front and center for Dawn of War 4. While many RTSs have led with a competitive multiplayer mindset, King Art is putting a lot of emphasis
like Dawn of War 3.
on their dynamic campaigns and the single-player experience.
Because that is like the first big decision we made was basically, okay, if we, you know, do a Dawn of War 4, we want 4 factions back and not only 3. And if we have 4 factions, we really would like to tell a story for each of the factions, right? And then all of the 4 campaigns have this overarching story, basically.
Because I think the problem is like, if you want this world so massive, they want to focus on a story because how else are people going to understand what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? there's all these dudes. Space Marines are the goodies. Admech are also the goodies, kinda. Orks are kinda the baddies, but Eldar are kind of the good. No, it's not Eldar. What is it? It's Necrons. Necrons are the super baddies. See, I'm getting confused. I thought it was Total War.
And for us, you know, that just felt, you know, like a natural thing we wanted to do because we like campaigns. We know that a lot of RTS players like campaigns. And so let's really focus on that. And then, you know, we made our lives even harder because we decided, okay, let's maybe also have the campaigns be a little bit non-linear, you know. So there are things like you can pick which of the orc bosses you want to play, for example. Or, you know, there are missions that are mutually exclusive, right? Or things that,
that's fun.
You know, you can optionally do and so on. So for us,
I hope you realise, chat, when this game comes out, it's the only thing I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be playing Dawn of War all day, every day. That's it. Until we do it all. I'm not saying I'm going to finish it all in one sitting, but I hope you realise that every day I'll be live.
You know, it's like this. The campaign.
Well, if it's poo, well, we'll enjoy the poo together.
It's like the heart of the whole thing. And that has to work, but of course, you know, then also we have multiplayer and we have Last Stand and so on. So we have, you know, enough stuff for multiplayer fans as well.
If you're interested to hear more about the non-linear aspects of the Orc campaign, keep an eye out for our hands-on preview later this month. Then be sure to check out all of our other Dawn of War 4 coverage.
Oh, later this month. Very exciting. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. It's hard not to get my hopes up, but I am a bit worried, you know what I mean? Because we've been burned before. We've been in this position before, back in 2017. What if it's shit? God. I didn't even consider. Anyway, chat, I've got some new stuff. Do you want to see? Do you want to see what's in the box? It's relevant for you. It's relevant for you, chat. The unpainted models in terrain makes it feel like real 40k players. What do you mean? It's got one base coat. What more do you want? It's relevant for you, chat. Wow. It's upside. Fuck, it's upside down. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Conflict 47 starter set. 1 full color A5 conflict rulebook. 1 Warlord resin Stahltruppen hero. 1 Firefly hero. 12 Firefly airborne infantry. 6 multi-part Stahltruppen heavy infantry. 1 M2A5 linebacker medium walker. 1 multi-part Vogelspine light. These names are great. And then 4 multi-part plastic Conflict 47 ruined buildings. Conflict states decals, Axis decals, plastic templates, assembly, full color double-sided gaming. Full color double-sided gaming, Matt. What the fuck? 8 ore dice, 8 riv dice, 10 6-sided dice, plastic and MDF bases. This is what's in the starter set, chat, as you can see. Wow. Look at the Flukadukin Walker. What was it called again? The Stahltruppen. Nope. The Vogelspine. Vogelspine. That's it, right? This is not war. This is the end. And the reason I say you might care, chat, is because I did not get one. I did not get one box. One starter set. I actually got 2. Trying to get it out of the box without showing my address. It's stuck in the box. Ta-da! That almost showed my address. Let's move that out of the way with this. My address out of the way. Shout out to Warlord for sending through 2, not 1, but 2 Conflict 47 starter sets. Because we're actually going to be doing a video on Conflict 47. I mentioned in my video yesterday. And in that video, we're going to be giving away a starter set. Thanks, chat, courtesy of Warlord Games. So thank you, Warlord. Appreciate it. So keep an eye on the channel if you're interested or you're just like kind of curious. You know, we've got 2 starter sets. Well, we got 1 starter set to give. I need 1 starter set because I need the rules. You know, I need the rules. Okay. We've got a starter set to give away. Hooray! So yeah, if you didn't know, Conflict 47's on the way back out because they're doing a big thing for it. Like in 2025 at Expo, like in my video, like I said yesterday, it's on the run up. It's having like a big relaunch. So and the Italians are cool. They're very Roman coded, are they? He's calling it conflict like just the sea in the normal place in the middle. That makes sense. Italia. Where are the Italians? Do Italians have an army? Axis? Are they just part of the Axis? No? They're normal troops, but they're special guys. I don't know. Italian Falco paratroopers and Centurion heavy squad. I see what you mean. They're quite cool, aren't they? Maybe not the paratroopers. They just look like dudes. But yeah, chat, if you didn't see, I'm building the Japanese, the Empire of Japan. This is what I've got so far. There's fucking Scorpion Walker, dude. What the fuck? And then loads of samurai infantry. Like, hell fucking yes, mate. How do I just, like, scroll the picture? Why is this website so bad? Hell yes, dude. I was just skipping the entire pages. That's all I want. So you get these, and then you get, like, the robot ones, I think. That's the commander that I built yesterday. Then you got the Scorpion tank. It's Final Fantasy 7, bro. I thought that was sick. Like, you get, like, a tank with a laser gun on it. I like how it's just a bolt action tank with a different turret. I thought that was funny. I thought it was really funny how they did it. It was just like, yeah, fuck it. We'll just stick a different turret on the tank and that'll do. Call it a day. There are these ones. Look at these. Fucking samurais are little Tommy guns. So the timeline in this shards off from real history when, because it's interesting to Italy are still Axis in 1947. I have no idea when. It's just the war never ended and now they've got crazy shit. You know? That's all I know or care to know about. But they're cool. Like, look at this. Inago medium walker. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? That's so sick. It's a walking tank. That's what got me interested, the models. Another light walker. I know these outlaw, but they find dimensional rift during World War II. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, like someone commented like another hand touches the rift, which I thought was a fun way to put it because you have like rift dice, but I have no idea what they do, to be honest. I have not looked that far into it yet. I just like the fact that I could get giant scorpion walkers. That's all I cared about. No products found. Bro, what happened? I think the website died. I was liking it because they're just like, yeah, we're like samurai. We're like super soldier samurais, you know? They have not aged well, I don't think. Now, what's this? Oh, it's a scorpion walker without the claws. Ugh, cringe. Where are my claws at? With or without the encasement? Why would you want it without the tail? So I've got the Ghost Attack Squad and the Assault Frame Armored Infantry. And then the Type 7 Sasori Light Walker and a Commander. That's what I've got so far. Battle Frame Anti-Tank Team. The little rockets. Bro's got a little fucking rocket launcher. What the fuck? No claws, no buy. True. True. Yeah, these are some of the older stuff you can tell because it's got like the old logo. But yeah, I'm going to paint it up with the Grimdark paints from Tooth and Coats. That's what I want to do. And then Big C's doing the Americans. Because he wanted the other walker. These ones. He gets so much more in this box. It's so annoying. This is all plastic as well. Mine's like half resin because it's obviously like some older stuff. All of this is plastic, but he likes these walkers. Americans cowboys. Do they look like cowboys? Do they look like cowboys, bro? And they've got these things. They've got fucking Battletech. Maybe Kit Bash with the Rock for Scorpion King vibes. I literally said that last night to Georgie. I was just like, I love scorpions. They're so cool. The Mummy 2 changed me. They have funny names for the mechs. Yeah, they're called linebackers. You know, baseball reference. It's cool, isn't it? So, like I said, I don't know much about like the lore. It's World War II, but with walkers. That was cool. I haven't really played the game yet, so I will let you know how it goes. I'm probably going to try and like build it up and then play it and then make a video painting it. I think that's the plan. Anyway. Sports, literally. Sporting. That's all I know about that word. Anyway, chat, it's time to talk about Games Workshop's mid-annual report. 6 months in. Where are they at? Who knows? Who's to say? Well, I can say, because Kevin Roundtree put out a PDF yesterday. This is really boring, but like it's all about numbers and how much money they're making and how cool they are. So we're not going to sit and read all of it. But there's some things that I've highlighted that I thought that were interesting. There's some like definitely like headline pieces, as it were. So I'm not going to bore you with all of the numbers and all this shit. All I'll just give you is like the highlight. This is the highlight reel of someone who doesn't work in investment, of someone who doesn't read annual reports outside of Games Workshop, and I will give you the rundown. So here it is. It came out yesterday, 13th of January, half-yearly report. So they do one of these every 6 months, and it's just like information about what's happening at GW and where's all their money going and what they're up to. Okay. The main thing is in the last 6 months, they made 16 million from licensing. In the previous 6 months was 30 million. Games Workshop truly go woke, go broke. Or spacemarine 2 is finally starting to die off. There is a significant drop-off in licensing revenue because stuff like that has started to fall off because spacemarine 2, understandably, had a high and it's had a slow decline since because it's getting older. You know, it's a couple of years old now. But they are earning more money overall. They're just making more money. Like, exclusively licensing is down. It looks like most other things are up, as you can see. Core revenue is up from £270 million to 316 million. You know? So that's like the overall half-year report. It's just like, that's just one thing that's quite interesting. They're making more money, but they're making less money from licensing because Space Marine 2 has had a bit of a fall off. Not because it's a bad game, not because it won't go broke. It's just because it's getting older and it's getting less and less updates. So there's less and less people buying it as they were a year ago, which is like totally understandable. So the first thing that I've highlighted after we scroll past all of these boring bits is they've done great. All this says is we've done great. We're so cool. Okay. Tariffs, though, have had a key problem or a key issue, not for Games Workshop, for our wallets in particular. So as you know, tariffs absolutely screwed the entire world. And they've not just affected the people who live in America, they've also affected people further afield. And it says, we reported in the 2012 annual report that new tariffs could impact profit before tax by 12 million. We read this last time we looked over the annual report. They said they were expecting to lose around 12 million pounds a year in pre-tax profit due to tariffs, because obviously everything from GW is made either in the UK if it's a physical miniature, or they get everything printed in China. You know what I mean? We've incurred 6 million in the period reported as direct consequence of US tariffs. So like on par, what they expected 6 months ago is literally on track. In the first 6 months, they've lost around 6 million in profit due to tariffs. So the impact on our gross margins has been more than offset by efficiencies, price rises of around 3.5% of our miniatures book, more stable commodity and lower stock write-offs. Our work is not done. This will remain a key focus area. More detail can be seen in the gross margin bridge on page 6. So essentially what they're saying is one thing that they'll mention is that they've made lots of cost-effective efficiencies, i.e. they've made loads of people redundant. That was one of their cost-saving efficiencies this year, was to make a lot of people redundant. We've already talked about how they've changed the the influencer deal that they've had to help, including me. They're obviously, like, you'll have noticed that me and a lot of other channels don't interact with GW quite as much as we used to. That's not because I've pissed them off. It's because there's been cost cutting stuff that's been happening to a point where one of the influencer managers was made redundant. The main White Dwarf editor was made redundant this year, and then there's lots and lots of redundancies in the Warhammer Plus team and the Warhammer TV team, and then just like loads of other stuff that we won't fully know the full details of until someone comes out and tells us. But like, there's some of the obvious ones that we can see in our face. It's like the influencer stuff has been significantly reduced. They've made I can't remember his name, but the main editor of White Dwarf has been laid off. The influencer manager, or one of the influencer managers, was laid off, and then like Warhammer TV team also been significantly reduced. Lango, when you fire your staff, yeah, sadly, yeah, that is just like, as much as we can praise GW for some of the stuff they say in this financial report, it's one of those things is they've made people redundant to save money. You know what I mean? So anyway, so that's just like something to be aware of. The other one, obviously, the main one which I've highlighted is a price increase of around 3.5%. You know, so the price increase that we saw in June was, now they do a price increase all the time, don't get me wrong. Papaya, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, dude. Papaya, thank you so much for the 5.
Gifted members.
What a legend. We are one step closer, and by one I mean 5 steps closer to Titus joining our giveaway. So thank you to Papaya. We are only 10, 11 members away. Maybe that could be you. That could be you. Thank you, Papaya. Really appreciate you. If you want to support the channel, you are being entered to win a Nightbringer. And as you know, it's just gone up 3.5%. So let's make it free, or at least a very small amount. With 1 gifted membership, you could be entered to win one of these bad boys. One of these bad boys. If we make 100, we're giving away Titus and his mates as well.
Gifted member.
So, where were we? YouTube doesn't want me to super chat today, so it's gifted it is. Why does it want me to super chat?
Gifted
Is it
member.
broken? Don't know. Weird. Matt Byro, thank you for the gifted, dude. Really appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.
Gifted member.
Very kind of you. Very kind of you, bud. So yeah, so like the other way that they've saved money is to increase the miniature sales. And that's not in America, that is wholesale. We obviously saw a huge price increase this year. We normally see a price increase. We normally see a price increase, which is obviously a bit annoying. But there was a huge one worldwide for everybody. And the reason there was a price rise is because of American tariffs. Let that sink in. There is a big price rise this year worldwide because of American tariffs. Rather than putting the price up in America, they put the price up wholesale, but granted to a smaller amount, but they put the prices up wholesale to make up that loss of 12 million. So the reason Games Workshop is charging you more for miniatures is because of the Americans. Just remember that. Just remember that when we say American politics doesn't matter, you know? Just remember that. We've got to bear that in mind. Rather than saying, right, all these fuckers in America have to pay more, they decide to make everyone else pay more as well, but pay less for them. Even though we didn't vote for it. just something to be aware of, you know? No, I'm blaming anyone who's watching who lives in America, but I'm just blaming the country as a whole. So anyway, they've obviously had good licensing stuff. We've had more games launch, all this shit, and then big announcements, basically. I wonder if the new Warhammer World in the US will do production, would immediately cut their tariff issue. That is something that I'm completely not sure on, because I think that the way that they made out that Warhammer World would be like a place to visit. You know what I mean? Not we're doing this and this and this and factories and this and production and whatever. They kind of basically said we're making a Warhammer World to go visit, to like dioramas and stuff. Excuse me. Thank you. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? What's this paw doing? Not just GW, a lot of companies are doing that. Got to protect the richest country in the world from their own stupid policies. Yeah, I mean, no, it's not only Games Workshop that are putting prices up wholesale to counterbalance the tariff increase or the tariff costs, but it's just something to be aware of. What's going on here? What do you think you're doing? Where are you going to go now? Hey? Don't you go on my desk. Get down. Hey. Get down. Fucking bolters, I stand up. Could be that they are planning a factory long term. Yeah, they could be planning a factory in Warhammer World, but I don't think the idea of... I don't think building Warhammer World in the US means they're building a factory. I think if they wanted a factory, they'd build a factory, you know? I think they're building a Warhammer World as like a tourism opportunity and to like expand or whatever. But like, I don't think that Warhammer World means factory. We have factories at Warhammer World now. It's because it's HQ. It's where they started and they've stayed there. You know? But yeah, so I don't think like Warhammer World and factory is mutually exclusive. I think they have factories at Warhammer World in the UK. It's because they've always had factories there. And then they built Warhammer World as like a tourism place on their factory, on their ground. You know? I think the whole point of Warhammer World in the US is a tourism opportunity to have a big gaming center, a diorama place, like a museum, and like just another foothold in America for like a big store. You know what I mean? Oh, we got another cat doing it now. Did you see? Cloud. Cloud. What do you think you're doing? Get down. Get down. Thank you. Thank you, good girl. Why are you two all little bugs today? Hey? Why are you being little buggers today? I reckon they'll make it an event space and be less beholden to US conventions, less tournaments. Yeah, they'll run. I think they'll have like an event space that's like more, not quite like US Open size, like they do here, you know? Like doubles and kill team, and then like a 40k weekend. It'll just be like an event space, I think, with like a diorama suite, etc. Your cats behave like my toddler wants to behave. Nah, they're good, to be fair. They're good. They try their luck, definitely. I could see them moving their US HQ to it as well. Potentially, yeah. Because they have the Grapevine, right? Is that what it's called? The Citadel Cafe, the Citadel. I don't know. Anyway, we had Grave Fund sign off a new capital project to open one world format location in North America. We can't wait to see it open in 2027. I'll leave it to the team share updates for hobbies for our non-communications. But it's like Warhammer World format location. I don't think the factory is included in that, you know? I think it's shop, diorama, museum, event space, bar. I think that's the type of thing they want to move there. But, you know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm just like, from my understanding, that's what I would take away from it. However, chat, sadly, annoyingly, our bingo from last year was too preemptive by circa 13 days. Because it says we continue to work on some exciting projects that will bring Warhammer to screens like never before. Our live action endeavor is still in development with our partners Amazon Studios, Henry Cavill, and Vertigo. It's the nature of these things takes several years, and while we wish could tie down a release that the way we can with our partner core business. Partner? We wish we could tie down a release the way we can with our core business, but the reality is, with anything like a deal, delivery is not in our control. We leave it to our pilots to manage their own business. Chat, we would have had another fucking bingo, dude. It's still happening, trust? Yeah, exactly. And look what we put on last year's bingo. Where is it? No news. No Amazon series until December. Still happening. I was out by 13 days. Can you believe? That'd have been another bingo. Because we had Jez Goodwin retires. We already know this. If you don't know, this is my predictions that I made on the 1st of January 2025. These are all my 2025 predictions, right? These are all the ones we got. The same day after I finished stream, Jordan Saucery messaged me saying I was chatting to Jez Goodwin. He's already retired. And I was like, fucking knew it. That would be a triple, because we already had double bingo. We had 1, 2. That would have been triple bingo. And then 13 days later, into the year, after December, they go, no Amazon series news still happening. That's literally what they said in the financial report. That would have been quadruple bingo. I was 13 days out. Can you believe? I feel robbed. God, I can't believe how fucking bob on these predictions were. It scares me, actually. I'm worried. I'm scared. I'm scared how well I can see into the future. I got so many right. Our record was actually much higher. So now I'm gonna beat this with this. I don't even. We've already had of these ones that I've already mentioned. You know, this one ain't gonna happen. These ones I'm not sure. Mikey's video idea got stolen. Huge GWUS announcement 2 weeks into the year, a week into the year, sorry. Bing, bing. Now Amazon news till December articles say still happening. I don't know if this one counts anymore. Fuck. Fuck. What was the other one? There's another one that there was already a bingo. What was the other one? Can't remember. You just have to win a Japanese GT to tick off 3 boxes. Yeah, true. Use AI art might have been actually triggering the new news, as in someone got caught and they stepped in. Have they? I'm gonna need more info on that. The interesting thing is that after a successful collaboration with Amazon and Blur for Secret Level, we're now meeting writers to our next step to continue the momentum gained from that episode. In the meantime, work is almost complete on a standalone Age of Sigmar episode, again for Amazon Prime Video. I didn't know they were working on an Age of Sigmar one. Why? Why Age of Sigmar? No one plays this game. No one plays this game. Why would they make an episode for it? Nah, I'm joking. This will be really sick. It'll obviously be about Stormcast. But that's really cool that they're making an Age of Sigmar one. I'm excited to see that. I wonder who's making it, because it just says full Prime, but it doesn't say who's worked on it. Suncast. Will they be further when they have more significant milestones to share? Let's see how hype looks into some form. Yada yada yada. Now, the big one, the headline, is the headline people are saying Games Workshop bans AI, myself included. Games Workshop bans AI. Now, I don't think that's quite true, but they're not using it initially. And obviously, in a world of microsloft, as they're calling it, in a world of, we can use AI to do character design in video games. This is definitely very refreshing. And like I said, when we can praise it, when they do something good, we should. So it's a very broad topic, and to be honest, I'm not an expert on it. We do have a few senior managers that are none are that excited about it yet. We've agreed an internal policy to guide us all, which is currently very cautious. E.g., we do not allow AI-generated content or AI to be used in our design processes, or its unauthorized use outside of GW, including any of our competitions. So obviously this is a direct mention, a direct mention of Neil Hollis being a twat. You know? That's what this is referring to. GW including any of our competitions. No, Neil Hollis, you can't use an AI background. All right? That's what that is referring to. That is Golden Demon they're talking about. I can't believe they're on the side of the virgins, literally. I can't believe that fucking Neil Hollis gets a mention in the annual report. So they're basically saying they're not doing anything in our design processes. He says we're not allowing AI generated content or AI using our design processes. So I think that covers all of the rumors about Warhammer community using AI. I think that covers like artwork, AI generated artwork at the minute. As far as we're aware, Games Workshop won't be using any of it at all, which is good. You know what I mean? We also have to monitor and protect ourselves from data compliance, security, and governance perspective. The AI or machine learning agencies to be automatically included on our phones or laptops, whether we like it or not. So, like, it's basically saying we won't use AI, but it is on our computers because we have to, you know, because that's just the world we live in now. NVIDIA CEO said people need to stop bad-mouthing AI as it's hurting his bottom line. He said the industry law. Yeah, I love Jensen Wong, but, like, yeah. They're just making $1 bajillion. The thing is with it is like, it's hurting his bottom line. Yes, totally. However, because of the way that the American market works, the American financial system works, the American economics, is that like, if, and Jensen Wong said this on stage, right? Jensen Wong said this on stage. If NVIDIA has a bad month, like the American financial market will collapse, but not just like the stock market. The problem is like, because nothing is nationalized in America, it's all private, is that like there's so many pension companies that invest in the S&P 500, which is like the big five, you know, like the big 500, the biggest companies basically. And like, essentially the biggest 5 companies are heavily invested by pensions, right? So what they do, you pay into a pension in America, and then they invest it in stocks so it doesn't go down in value. You know, they invest it, and then when you come to claim your pension, you claim the profit from it. Basically, you don't get the money from the stock market, but you claim the profit from it. And essentially, if NVIDIA failed today, not only would the financial market collapse, not only would all the AI companies collapse, which people would be cheering on, but also everyone's pensions as well, because of the way that it's all invested back into these top 5 companies. Like, there's a portion of it in each one. So Jensen Wong literally on stage said, if we have a bad month, we are all fucked. In paraphrasing, he didn't say that on stage, but if we have a bad month, everybody's fucked. And instead of everyone like being extremely scared of that idea, everyone was like clapping and applauding, you know? Yeah, line goes up, NVIDIA mint. But like, NVIDIA has kind of put itself in a position of like, if we fail, the economy would collapse. So yeah. So definitely an interesting one. Definitely an interesting one. So yeah, it hurts his bottom line, but it hurts everybody at the same time. Anyway, as we were saying, none of the senior managers are excited about it, but we're allowing a few senior managers to continue to be inquisitive about the technology. We've also agreed we'll be maintaining a strong commitment to protect our intellectual property and respect our human creators. In the period reported, we continue to invest in our Warhammer studio, hiring more creators in multiple disciplines, from concepting and art to writing and sculpting, talented and passionate individuals that make Warhammer the rich, evocative IP that our hobbyists and we all love. So it's basically saying that like they're just not moving towards using AI right now. That's essentially what they're basically saying. It's like, look, we're hiring loads of people, we're not using AI. There's the line. We are allowing these few managers to continue to be inquisitive about the technology. I think this isn't in response to this isn't a response to something happening, you know. This is a direct response to we can't say that we're never ever going to use AI ever, because that's not good for the stock market. You know, that's not good for the share price. Currently, we're not using it because we're an artist company, but we, you know, if anything happens that made it profitable, we're not against it. This is why, like I said, the statement of Games Workshop bans AI, whilst it is my title, isn't technically true. You know, they banned AI for now. In the interim, you know. So this is basically what it tells me. It's like, when there's a time it'll be profitable and work for us, then we'll use it, you know. But right now, that's not now. I don't care about all this. I don't think. I definitely highlighted something else. I did, as you can see. So as you can see, core sales for the month of December 2025 slightly ahead of those months for the December 2024. Core revenue growth plus 17% across trade, 25%, and retail 5%, and online 4%. So trade has increased like 25%. So obviously this is third-party retailers. They also need to know about it so they can protect against others using it, damaging their business. Yeah, exactly. It's basically, that says to me, is like, we'll use it when the time comes, just not right now. That's not a we're against AI statement. So core gross margin has increased from 67.5% to 69%. Nice. The additional cost of the new types has been mitigated by manufacturing and warehouse cost efficiencies achieved on higher sales volumes, a reduction in the charge to inventory provision compared to the same period in the prior year, and favourable carriage rates and material input costs. I don't know what any of this means, but what you can see is that tariffs cost them 2% of their core gross margin. So 2% of profits was lost due to tariffs, and then they've gained it through inventory provision, design, and then price rise and material savings, essentially. So warehouse and production efficiencies is essentially, we're going to make people redundant, you know, redundant and just general cost saving. Not just exclusively redundancies, but like efficiencies is a business speak for get rid of people, you know. But then the price rise made up 0.2%. So they lost 1.8%, and then the price rise has brought back 0.2%. And then in the animation, they've saved 0.2% as well. Yeah, the price rise is such a small margin, but it's a margin, you know what I mean? When you're trying to save just 2%, like 0.2% is definitely a difference. It's 10% of what you're trying to make up. Well, more than 10%. So I thought that was interesting. Definitely an interesting one. But like you can see, it's like, this is how much it's costing. This is what they've made back by increasing all the prices for everyone around the world. So, I don't know if I highlighted anything else. I don't think. Oh, I did. I did, because this is just something that I've been talking about on stream and people haven't believed me, but they've kind of like put it out. This is talking about like the rapid increase or the rapid foothold increase in Japan and Asia. As I've mentioned a few times, is like their Games Workshop's marketing moves in Japan have been absolutely crazy. They're doing an exclusive Warhammer Day on the 24th of January this month. At a pop-up location in Akihabara, which is like the nerd central in Tokyo. They already have Warhammer Cafe in Japan, in Tokyo, and also in Akihabara, but a little bit further out. And they have like loads and loads and loads of stores in Japan, because they obviously, like I've mentioned, they know Gundam is huge and they want a piece of that pie, and it's they're definitely their biggest growth market. We talked about like what they mentioned on the Financial Times. We've seen what they've been doing with like all of these stores opening. Well, obviously when I was there, I was seeing even more stores opening. And it says like in Asia, Japan retail sales are up 25% to 2 million. So they are basically saying that it's like, this is what they're doing is working. what they're putting all these stores everywhere is directly linked to making more profit, you know. So they're just making a lot more money there because, like I said, they know that that's currently their biggest growth market, or one of the biggest growth markets they have. So being up 25% is not a small amount, you know. Whilst it's only 2 million in the grand scheme of things, 2 in the 350 million profit or whatever, but that is like such a crucial number for them. That is great. And then they're saying it's in Singapore and Malaysia have been fine, but there's room for improvement. So it doesn't say much about it, but maybe they don't have a big foothold there just yet. But they know Asia is there, like that's the one they need to hit. And then China performed much better. It highlights again how important getting all the details right and they're running community hobby centres. Our confidence in our stores in this region selling what we send to them has improved significantly, so they get more stock. So essentially, like I said, with like this Warhammer World idea that they're bringing to the US, is that they're less about making a shop and they're more about making like a place for people to go and buy things, you know? I know a shop is a place you go to buy things, but like... them saying that China's doing 3 stores in China's doing really well because they're building community hobby centers. That's like the focus of like the angle of what they want you to perceive Warhammer shops as. You know, it's not a shop to buy things. It's a place to hang out. It's the place to paint and chat and play games and buy and chat about the hobby and buy. And, you know, it's all of these things. So that's why I'm saying, like, the Warhammer World idea that got in the US is because of this, you know? This is, like, the mindset that they have when they're building new places, is they're building hobby centers. Essentially, they're building onboard places, you know? That's what the whole point of these stores is. So, let's have a look at just this bit. Retail in North America up 2.9% to record levels at 25 million. In the UK, retail is up 2.3% to record levels at 18 million. This includes sales from our One World store located at our HQ. Retail sales in continental Europe are up 16% to records of 15 million. So obviously, this is why they're moving more stuff to America, is because they just make more money there. It's just a bigger number, you know? Retail sales in Australia and New Zealand are down 9.8%. Our new country manager has some work to do, and I know he's up for the challenge. Now, I'm aware of like lots of drama happening with like the Australian side of the business, but also the models are just expensive there. You know, their models are just extremely expensive. It's such a luxury item down there. Retail in AZ down 9.8%. This has nothing to do with boxes being 400 Australian dollars. Yeah, that's the big problem. It's like there's lots of things that are happening within GW about Australia, but like, yeah, the problem is everything's just extremely expensive. It's like you think Warhammer's a premium in every other country. Down there, it is crazy. The same can be said for Japan, to be fair, because like there's so much less money. Like an average person earns so much less money. But everything is in pounds. Like the prices are just like the same, if not more. Like I joke and say I'm going to Japan to buy cheap paint and cheap Gundam, but it's made in Japan. As soon as you got to ship it over, the price stays the same, if not, all goes up. What else? Licensing revenue, that was it. Royalty income decreased in a period of 14 million to 16 million. At constant currency rates, a decrease of 14.4 million to 15.7 million. I don't know what that means. Of which 86% is from PC and console game license. Earned income decreased by 11 million from the performance of Space Marine 2 prior to the period end. So they basically said, like, Space Marine 2 was really fucking good, but it is slowly dying off. The fair value of income on multi-year contracts recognized in full at the inception of the contract where performance obligations have been completed. Fixed income amounts of the licensing contract 1.1 million. As at the period end, we have received balances of 12.5 million, falling due in the year ahead. The total license receivable balance at the period at the end was 16.8 million. So they've made loads and loads of fucking money, basically. But Space Marine 2 is not making them as much money anymore. You know? It's not making them as much money anymore. Why? It's not because Space Marine 2 is dead. It's just an older game. Like, it came out with 2023? It came out 2023 or 2024? It definitely came out a while ago because I've not played it in over a year. It definitely came out a while ago because I've not played it in over a year. Came out September 2024, so it's just like, it's over a year old now. It's just slowly dying off, which is normal, you know? I think it's pretty telling that they now only ever talk about how much money Space Marine 2 makes. I mean, what else do you want them to say about it? Oh, okay, because they don't mention other games. Yeah, it's just comparatively, Space Marine 2 made so much more money than any other game they've made. You know? And I think they're hoping Dawn of War and Total War will do similar. Our Warhammer Senior remains focused as always on designing the best miniatures in the world. We began the year with the formidable Space Wolves of Warhammer 40k, which set a new record for army box sales, a format designed for hobbyists who want all the new miniatures in the release. I was surprised Space Wolves are like set a new record of all armies, you know. I know Space Marines are obviously popular, but Space Wolves feel, in my opinion, really niche. But then you look at the box that came out, and it's just Space Marines with pels, you know. When you realise that, it's like, oh, that's why it did so well. Rotate is just not a double or triple release, probably why no mention. Yeah. I think the Space Marine makes up like 75% of the video game licensing income. I can't remember it now, but it was a lot. It was a hell of a lot. So yeah, so I was surprised that Space Wolves set a new record. Just like, but then it was like, it's just Space Marines, really. Kill Team's popular. Disappointing, passionate Warhammer. It's popular with several new box sets selling out on launch. So disappointed, passionate Warhammer hobbies is never on goal, and making just enough stock is a constant challenge. That's the problem that they'll always have, because they do these boxes which aren't supposed to be around forever. They'll only make a certain number, and then knowing how many to make where they've not got those sat on the shelf for 6 months is the problem. So I think they don't want to disappoint people, but they'd rather sell out than not sell out. You know what I mean? July saw the launch of the new edition of Horus Heresy in support of some fabulous new miniatures, while November saw us announce the Scouring, the next series of novels in the epic saga. So not a lot to say there about Horus Heresy, considering all the drama that came around with it. They didn't say much. We saw a new edition and some nice models, and also some new books. People were clearly thirsty for generic Viking Marines. The Space Wolf label was less important. Yeah, that's true. There's literally 2 wolves in the box, right? So the highlight for Sigmar was probably the Hellsmiths of Hashot, a fresh take on an army from earlier days of WoW, which was warmly received by new hobbyists and those old enough to remember the originals. And then Grand Cathay, the new fashion one of the old world, received more wonderful models along with Chinese language books as we continue to provide localizations of Warhammer across the world. Hideo Kojima style review tweet. That's so funny. There are books. There is a new models and new books. I saw this movie. I love it when he tweets. It's so funny. I believe their plastic section molds last around 100,000 uses, which is probably factored to go into limited amount of sets made. I would agree, but the models come out separately afterwards. It's all about selling the box sets, you know? Like the launch box, like the one with like Tau and Space Wolves in. Those models are both going to be, those units are both going to be available for a long time. But they don't want to have boxes sat on the shelf, you know what I mean? I don't know if there's anything else. Warhammer Plus, that was it. Warhammer Plus, our subscription service to Warhammer fans, is in its 5th year, packed with original animated shows, tutorials, and much more. It continues to extend the ways in which everyone can explore the worlds of Warhammer. And bear in mind, Warhammer Plus has like 5 members of staff. Well, obviously not including the animations, but like the rest of it is about 5 members of staff. We will continue to invest in exciting content delivered through Warhammer Plus. It remains an integral part of our digital offer and how we share our IP. Subscriber numbers are up to 250,000, so they are actually surprisingly growing quite well, to be fair. 48,000, what is it, 41,000 new members is not a small amount of money increase. You know? It's surprised they just put the numbers out there. Well, they want to show that they're still growing it, because obviously putting out more content doesn't say anything. That's one thing I guess. Interesting is the amount of Warhammer Plus subs versus how many My Warhammer active subs they have. Active users they have. Yeah, that's true, because obviously, like, of there's 790,000 people with a My Warhammer login, which is probably a mixture of people who use the app, buy online. But then only a quarter of that, only a third of that have Warhammer Plus. 40,000 of those are for the app. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing is with Warhammer Plus is the only way to get people to, it's the only way to get the list building functionality properly. So it's just interesting that they've like maintained, if not grown. Even though I would say that like nothing crazy has come out of Warhammer Plus that's made people want to subscribe. You know what I mean? We've not had like a huge animation. It's kind of just been like, you know, like just like run of the mill type shit, I would say. This song was interesting with events. Core to our strategy and continued success engaging with our loyal hobbies at physical locations. In the period, we've exhibited at or delivered 15 major events across 3 continents, putting Warhammer in front of nearly 1 million attendees and engaging over 50,000 new customers directly through gaming demos and paint-and-take experience. We also delivered, this is the big bit, the largest world championships of Warhammer to date, watched online by over 1.5 million unique viewers for 16 million minutes. Where the fuck are they getting those numbers from? Where the fuck are they getting 1.5 million unique visitors? How much were they paying in ads? Because I don't think they're anywhere near that with their live streams. Don't get me wrong, they had a lot. We had a lot, but I don't think this adds up to 1.5 million. 14k, 50k, 32k, 13k, 7.9k, 36k, 12k, 33k. You know? Are they counting the World Championships preview at 153k? That does do a number. That does do a number. 3.7k? 17? Couple of 100,000, definitely. 1.5 million unique? How do they track that? Shall I do the math? So we add it up. So this surprised me, you know, because obviously you can look at stats for videos and stuff like that. 1.5 million unique viewers. I'm gonna call cap. I'm gonna call cap on that one. 16 million minutes, I can believe. But that's saying that, like, I suppose every person watched around 8 minutes. For example, shall I have a look, see if I can see on my latest video? They're live on TikTok. No, they're not live on TikTok, I don't think. Oh, I can't see it. I can look on my... let's look on my Japan video, which did quite well. Chat, don't dox how much I made on this video, okay? Don't dox how much I made on this video, alright? I didn't make that much. So So reach 743,000 impressions, 40,000 unique viewers, you know, but it had 50,000, well, 47,000 views. All right. So like there's a percentage of the views compared to unique viewers, which is lower. So if we add up all of the numbers that definitely didn't add up to 1.5 million, it'll be a portion less would be unique. so where are they getting 1.5 million from? Unique. They said 1.5 million views or impressions. I'd be like, if they said like 17 million impressions, I believe them. Because impressions is just people who saw it, you know? People who saw that video, saw the thumbnail or whatever. But 1.5 million unique? Where the fuck are they getting that number from? Twitch streams? Bro, they're dead on Twitch. They're dead on Twitch. It'll be combined, but they had less views on Twitch consistently. We've got to add it up now, haven't we? Let's add it up. Right. Calculator. $14 plus 49 plus 32 plus 13 plus 7.9 plus 36 plus 12 plus 33 plus 153. That's going to do a big number. Plus 12 plus 37 plus 3.7. That's really broad back down again, isn't it? Plus 17 plus 24 plus 15 plus 29 plus 14 plus 72 plus 26. That is 600,000 views. All right? 600,000 views on YouTube. Let's be reasonable. Let's be reasonable and say Twitch. We can actually fucking look. I don't know why do I need to be reasonable? Oh, is it all separate streams though? Oh, it's all separate streams. So annoying. Shh. Was this it? $5 months ago, 4 months ago, 3 months ago. This is it, right? This is it. Okay, right. Las Vegas, Las Vegas. Plus 29.9k. Plus 244,000. That's 873,000 views. That's not unique viewers. Where's 1.5 million come from? And where does unique come from? Are they going to start talking about all the French stream? Maybe. Maybe. I still don't think that means 1.5 million unique viewers. Oh, what's playing now? Oh, God. Go away. I'm a call cap. I've done the math. All right. If this is views and we use my video, what is it, 47 to, let's say 50 to 40, 50,000 views to 40,000 unique viewers. What's the percentage of that? 20%? 700,000 unique viewers, which is half. Which is half. Do they use Chinese etc. streams? No, that's their stream. They're all the streams. Unless they're going to start going, oh, also all the French streams that were there, and there's also some random Kill Teams ones, but there's like 4 channels there. It's not the whole Warhammer character category on Twitch. Yeah, that's it. So I'm just calling cap on 1.5 million unique. I think they probably got quite a few. I would believe if they said they had 700,000 after adding it all up. But 1.5 million unique is crazy. Maybe they're claiming all the viewers of influencer watch-along streams. Well, how would they wouldn't be able to track that? How would they be able to see unique viewers unless they just mathed it like I just did? You know? I think it's safe to call cap. You know? I put £5, it didn't happen. I think they had a lot of views though. I think... that's it. I think maybe someone is trying to make them sound much better than they actually are. And now the CEO is claiming those stats to make him sound better than he is. But he doesn't know, and they hope that he doesn't find out. Whoever is in charge of that YouTube channel, wrap it up. Better get the fucking CV out to McDonald's. Because if they find out you've been lying, you're in trouble. Do you need to be partnered to restream, or could just anyone do it? You're not... Anyone is allowed to restream. It's just how you manage it is the problem. Twitch are funny about sharing chats with restreams, especially if the chat's on stream, because they claim that it's all about... They don't want people to... like, dodge bans by going around and coming on stream of someone else's chat that they've been banned from already. KR Quinn, thank you for the sub, dude. Really appreciate it. Let me get you to our giveaway. KR Quinn, 1960. Congrats, my friend. Congrats, my friend. At the end of the month, you're in the giveaway for the Nightbringer, which you're giving away, as well as potentially Titus if we hit 8 more. What was I going to say? I was going to bring something up. Yeah, GW just used restream.com, which is quite funny. Oh, they've updated it. When they're streaming live, check their description because it always says powered by Restream. And it says powered by Restream in the description when they're using Restream without paying for a license. Because the way Restream makes money is by advertising on the people using it. Oh, you mean like do a watch along? Do you mean do a Games Workshop watch along? Sorry, my apologies. No, you do not need to have any affiliation with GW to do a watch along. You know, I mean the legality of it then is in question. But if you are if you're talking about it and you're talking over it, it's like fair use, right? But no, like anyone, like Valorant does fucking react streams all the time. Do you think if it was partners only, you'd be allowed to do that? No way. Why were we just randomly disconnected? Sorry. I guess they counted those streams then. How would they track that? That would, like I said, that would make a lot of sense. If they counted every single independent stream that watched along, how would they track that? Except for just like Googling it. And how do they track how long they watched for? 16 million minutes. And their unique viewers. You know, Games Workshop ain't fucking messaging me being like, yo, bro, I saw you streamed our reveal show. How many views did you get? So, yeah, just a little of an odd one. Definitely an odd one. Spitball it in a financial report. Yeah, probably. Probably. Hey. Anyway, chat, that's all of the news about the financial report. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I tried to make it interesting and chat about it overall, and I didn't want to just like you know, fucking just read it out to you. You know, I wanted to like talk about the things that I had a bit of an understanding from or had a thought about. So let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it. And I don't have anything else. If my speakers are working, if my headphones work, I might play some Total War, but otherwise I might end it there. Let's try. Nada. Why is it not working? I know you guys should be able to hear it still, but my speakers aren't working. What else has been happening, chat? I don't think much, to be honest. I don't think anything crazy has happened in the last 2 days, to be honest. My Twitter is just filled with shite. Shite. And also, fucking YouTube's a bit dead. It's annoying that my fucking... The thing is with it is to reset my headphones, I'd have to, like, end the stream. So I might just end it anyway. Just double check Discord in case everything else has been posted. Nah. Alright, we're going to leave it there then. We'll leave it there then. I should, all things going well, I should be back Friday with a Necron versus Space Marine battle report. That is currently the plan. I'm really excited to play games on stream again. They should return as normal. It's just fine. The problem is, chat, is it's just finding people to play. It's becoming a little bit difficult. It's just everybody I know is always busy all of the time, so it's more difficult to get them in. But I'm trying to like book people further in advance, so it's like consistent. Because this Friday I'd like to do Necrons versus Space Marines. Next Friday I'd love to do Necrons versus Space Marines again, and next Friday it's my birthday. I'm 30 fucking 2. Can you believe? Can you believe I'm 32? 32. But yeah, I want to use all 4 Transcendent, all 4 Catans versus Titus. I think that'd be sick. I think it's so good. I'm just trying to get someone in to come play with the Space Marines maybe, or the Necrons. So we've got the Transcendent ass all printed up, but I just don't want to paint 12 Victory's Guard because that's so detailed. But we'll see. We'll see. But that's it. So hopefully Friday. If not, we'll do some gaming. All right. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Appreciate you. And I'll catch you next time. See you soon. Bye. Bye now. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.